Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest started his stand-up at the age of 15 and has since done several solo shows at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. He's also written for some of the nation's top comedy TV programs. Please welcome Jack Druce.
Hello. Hello, everybody. It's good. So a bit about me, just quickly. I hated high school, right? And I think that's normal. I think everyone kind of hated high school. If you're sitting there going, I don't know, I kind of enjoyed high school, you're probably the reason everyone hated high school. Yeah. But to me, the worst thing about high school is if you ever want to complain about something that's happening to you, the first thing anyone says back is like, hey, come on, these are the best days of your life. The best days of your life. Okay, that's a thing my parents actually said to me. That was the scariest moment I've ever had. Right? That means one of two things is happening there. Okay, number one, they're just lying. They're my parents, they're lying. I trust them, that's scary. Option number two, they're not lying, that's way worse. Like, hey, Jack, yeah, high school, you know this bear pit of pretentious hormones you're in right now? Yeah, this is the best your life is ever gonna get, okay? Like, that's like child abuse, all right? That's like saying, hey, I hope you're enjoying The Phantom Menace because this is the best Star Wars is ever gonna be. It's such a weird thing to say, especially to a kid, because like for that to be true, that has to be someone's real life. I mean, that has to be someone's real life. Just picture this guy, like he's lived a long, rich, full life. He's on his deathbed. He's reflecting back on past accomplishments. He's like, you know, I did have a good life. You know, I got to meet so many interesting people, and I traveled the world. I married the girl of my dreams. I really did have a good life. But now at the end, when I'm forced to reflect, I believe the best days of my life were spent kind of like sitting in a hard, molded plastic chair, like struggling to solve admittedly fairly basic algebra equations, whilst desperately trying to conceal an unwanted erection. I think it's the best it ever got for me. Now, my favorite thing that ever happened in high school was when I was in year 10. I hated being in year 10. I had the worst time. But for whatever reason, in English class one day, we had to watch the movie Edward Scissorhands, okay? The movie finishes, teacher comes over, turns on the lights, turns off the TV. She says to the class, okay, what were some of the themes in that movie? Right? What were some of the themes in that movie? There's a girl right at the front, puts her hand straight in the air. She says, with all the confidence in the world, he had scissors for his hands. Now, have you ever heard somebody say something so stupid and they're right? What I've realized now is, as much as I hated that time, the more time goes past, I kind of get like, yeah, that was sort of the best thing that could have ever happened to me. Because every time I've worked hard on something, I've really tried to do a good job at something, it's not because like I'm just a good dude who values hard work. It's purely out of spite for my year 10 English teacher, okay? Now, I understand that's not good. That's not a good way to live your life. But we should be able to admit spite has got to be the most underrated motivational tool. Okay, it's such a powerful thing, but nobody teaches you how to tap into it. You know, there are no seminars on how to spike your way to the top. Because I honestly believe all of mankind's greatest achievements have just been done, like, to impress girls or piss off high school teachers. Like, that's what I think it comes to. I'm truly surprised the first words on the moon weren't just like, this is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And in your face, Mrs. Phillips! On the moon right now. What do you think of that? Huh? And I know you're watching this. I know that you're watching this right now, okay? You know how I know? It's kind of a big deal. I'm on the moon. Everyone's watching it. All right, so what's your take on this whole situation? You think, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, but your spelling, your paragraphs lacked structure. I'm going to keep that in mind on the moon. Get it? All right, thank you very much. That's all from me.